everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Cyber Smart Conversations with Harsha. I'm so delighted to be joined today by Chief Security Officer at Huawei Canada, Oliveira Zatizalo. With 20 years of experience in the telecommunication industry, Oliveira is best known for creating value through collaborative leadership style. Thank you for joining. How are you doing today?
Hi, good afternoon, Harsha. Thank you for having me. I'm great and I'm very happy to be here to have this very important and interesting conversation.
Great to have you. Oliveira, one of the questions I like to get started with is about the career path. So did you anticipate that this would be where you are in your career when you were at university? What was your career path?
That's an interesting question. Thank you. I've been talking about that a lot these days, trying to inspire more women and girls to get into the STEM. So I've been in telecommunication for over 20 years. I'm an engineer by training. I joined AT&T Canada over 20 years ago, and I led a team of engineers to build and secure networks for a big Canadian enterprises. In 2015, I had a very unique opportunity to build a managed WAN network for Government of Canada and to build it and secure and to build a security operations center to monitor that network. That was a very interesting opportunity for me. We built the networks as per Government of Canada requirements to be compliant with the ITSG 33 standards, which is very similar to NIST SP 853 for people who understand that standards. I think it's important to know that everything we do in Canada is up to the standards prescribed by Canadian government. And over the last 4 years with Huawei, I've been working on the 5G cybersecurity, on IoT security, and on artificial intelligence, cybersecurity and privacy framework. So 25 years ago, if you ask me if I'm going to be in this role, no way. We actually, we don't even know right now where we're going to be in next 5 years. So it's very hard to say, like from this perspective, where this is all going to go. But what's important, it's important to keep learning and just move with the technology and new opportunities.
Yes, and you are an inspiration to all the women in cybersecurity.
Thank you.
Today's discussion is about smart building, IoT, and cybersecurity. Like if I say in simplest term, IoT is a network of sensors, devices that can send and receive data. Like in a smart building, we have a CO2 meter that can estimate the number of people in a room and tell your HVAC system to increase the ventilation rate. So though IoT offers a new way to create value, however, the constant connectivity also creates new opportunities for building systems to be compromised. So with the adoption of IoT, what's changing in the landscape of smart building and cybersecurity?
So it's very important to understand that with these 5G networks rollout around the globe and in Canada, our lives and our work will never be the same. So we are going to see, as you said, a number of these devices being implemented around us. Predictions are we are going to see up to 1 billion devices per square kilometers. They are going to be sensing the environment. They're going to be connected to the network. They're going to be pushing this data to the big data databases. And also they're going to be getting intelligence from these big data databases and the algorithms that we're implementing in them. So we are truly entering the intelligent age, the age of intelligence, where everything around us is going to be sensing, connected, and intelligent. What's important to understand when it comes to smart building, that these devices, they're bringing a lot of new opportunities, but they're also bringing a lot of challenges, not just from the cybersecurity perspective, but also from the privacy perspective, because they are implemented around us in our homes, in the buildings we live in. So it's important from the very beginning to understand the cybersecurity risk assessment in the specific scenarios that you're implementing, as well as a privacy impact assessment.
Yes. And with the IoT devices, we are creating vast new attack surfaces. So if we are in an autonomous vehicle, it's like we are inside a computer. So IoT can scale up the attack surface for any kind of cyber attack. So when it comes to smart building, what's the biggest risk associated with the Internet of Things?
So in order to explain that, I think it's important to understand the high-level architecture. So on a high level, you're implementing this small device. This device is connected through the network to the cloud services application on big data. So you have three technologies here. You have, we call it 3T plus 1M. 3T for three technologies is device technology and security. You have pipe technology or communication pipe and security, and also you have cloud or application or big data security. Plus, very important to understand is the management of all these devices. So I think when it comes to the risk, it's important to understand that these devices bring new risks. You can rely on the knowledge base and on all lessons learned from the network security and from cloud security. But when you're bringing a new device, it's important to understand a cybersecurity risk that this specific device is bringing. That's one aspect. Another important aspect is to understand that this device can be attacked and also this device can be used as the weapon. And we don't have to go very far back in history. I'm sure we all remember it in the cybersecurity profession, the attack in October 2016 when all these baby monitors were hacked and they were used as a weapon to bring almost the half of the network on the eastern southern America down. So there is a lot of risk these devices are presenting. Not just they can be compromised and manipulated for the economic benefit, but also they can be used as the weapon. So I think this is the greatest risk, and this is the area where we need to focus.
Yes, like you mentioned, the 2016, the Mirai botnet attack on IP cameras. So yeah, these are one of the ways even the building automation system and elevators can be used as the entry point to the network. So now when it comes to IoT products, so how do we get more cyber secure IoT products in the market? Because IoT products is now going to be used in every vertical, smart buildings, autonomous vehicle, retail, many other verticals. So what are some of the ways by which we can ensure that the IoT products which are there in the market are secure?
So it is very important to understand that this is becoming a very complex ecosystem, and we, as you end users or as the people who are installing and deploying technology, have a responsibility, have a role to play when it comes to choosing, selecting, implementing, installing, and monitoring these devices. So I think when it comes to implementing secure devices, it's very important to understand what requirements do you have and to make sure these security requirements are built into the device you are selecting. So I think it's very important to understand and to do scenario-specific risk analysis before you go choose the technologies, choose the device, and come up with a plan to implement it. So security standards and requirements are going to be extremely important to make sure we are bringing a better quality devices.
Yeah. And like you said, the ability to share information, so do it in a safe and secure way. So for that, we need policies and laws that everybody understands what's within reason. So what policy changes would accelerate the benefit of the Internet of Things?
So it's important to understand that this is not a single company issue. So alliances, partnerships are very important when we think about building this complex ecosystem of devices connected to the network and pushing the data to the cloud. So when I say partnership, it's very important to partner with the standard bodies. It's very important to make sure standard bodies understand different risks and challenges in a specific scenarios. It's very important to ask them to build these requirements into the standards. Then we need to pass these standards to the vendors and we have to demand that these standards are implemented by vendors in their products. And then when it comes to implementation and deployment, we have to have a testing plan, end-to-end testing plan, to make sure all these requirements that we are giving to standard bodies and the vendors are implementing correctly and they are working as per our requirements. So as I said, it is very complex ecosystem. It's not a single company issue. It's about partnering. It's about public and private partnership with governments, with the companies, to make sure we have a standard in place for the product development as well as for the testing and for the deployment of these devices.
And if we talk about example, a good example is in the healthcare, HIPAA, the Health Information Privacy Act. So yes, more standards and the definition for interoperability.
That's correct, yeah.
So what's one piece of advice for building owner and managers interested in the Internet of Things?
So I think it's important to understand that it's a very complex issue, and I would always encourage them to go out and seek professional advice. So these cybersecurity and privacy professionals, they've been working on a similar scenarios, not just in Canada, but around the globe. They can use that body of knowledge and they can use that experience and they can help you or building managers build a sound, safe solution. So my piece of advice would be, you are not alone in this. We are not alone in this. There is a huge body of knowledge that we can actually benefit from. So it is very important to work with cybersecurity professionals from the very beginning, from the conceptual design phase, actually, to engage people, to understand risk assessment, to help you come up with a proper design and also proper governance, management, and operations. Operation is also very important because as you implement these devices, the key is to monitor them in real time to make sure your network is not compromised.
Yeah. So it's like think, innovate, and find the right people to execute it.
That's correct.
Thank you so much, Oliveira. Every time I listen to you, I learn from you.
Thank you, Harsha. It's my pleasure.
Looking forward to meeting you in person once the lockdown is over.
Same here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for listening in. Stay safe. Thank you.